Hello, all you darling pearls. Welcome back to the Polished Pearl. Today we're going to be talking all about dressing, speaking, and living like a lady, the lost art of femininity. Have you ever felt like something precious has been lost in today's world? Not just the fashion, but the art of moving gracefully, speaking gently, and living intentionally. Well, today we're reclaiming it all. We're going to talk about not just how to dress like a lady, but how to speak like a lady and how to act like a lady, just like they did in the 1950s. Well, I am on a mission to bring elegance back, not just as a style, but as a lifestyle. I love the look of the 1940s and 50s. The vintage elegance was wonderful. The women cared about what they looked like when they stepped outside into the world. I want to bring that back, but with a modern twist. Dressing like a lady takes work. It's not easy. If you've ever been to an airport, you know exactly what I'm talking about. People don't dress up to go to the airport or get on airplanes, which baffles me because, in my opinion, you're going to be around more people than you ever are anywhere else in the day, in your life. And wouldn't you want to make an impression instead of wearing your pajamas or your sweatpants? They didn't do that in the 50s. They actually got really dressed up. In the 50s, women wouldn't leave the house in sweatpants or with chipped nails. She didn't dress up to impress others. She dressed because she respected herself. Skirts, dresses, cinched waists, stockings, all of these things were a part of everybody's normal everyday life, and that's what they wore at home as well as outside. And when their husbands came home, they always were to make sure that they had their high heels on and their red lipstick, or any kind of lipstick really. It just wasn't about perfection, it was about pride. So I recently had explained in the last video that my goal for July was to dress in skirts and dresses every day for at least 21 days, because that's how long it takes to create a habit. So that's what I've been doing. It's almost the end of July, so I'm going to continue it through August because the way it's made me feel is incredible. I get looked at more. I get complimented more. People are sweeter to me. It's very, very strange, but I love it. And so I'm going to continue it. And I love the way I feel at home. I mean, I wear my dressing gowns at home, and it is, I have to have the air conditioner on. It's a little warm for long sleeves, but I'm in the process of creating a short-sleeved one. So stay tuned for that. But this challenge has been wonderful, and my posture is better. I'm wearing my corsets a little bit more. I am wearing slips, a vintage slip, such as the one that Elizabeth Taylor wore in Cat on the Tin Roof. So it's working. So I, again, advise you, give it a shot. See how it makes you feel. So, because I have been taking this challenge seriously, I have felt so much better about myself, so much more feminine, and it pays off in your outside life. And everywhere you go and things that you do, you look at it in a different light, and it's paid off. It's been really great. So if you want to feel more feminine, then start dressing more feminine. It's as easy as that. There's nothing else to really tell you except just do it. Okay, now let's talk about something that isn't often taught anymore: how to speak properly. In the 1950s, the women had a vocabulary that matched their presence. They didn't yell across the room or end every sentence with like or literally. That wasn't the way they spoke. They chose soft melodic words that wrapped the listener like silk. One of my biggest pet peeves about the way women speak today, especially if I'm scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, is the swearing. It just, I can't even put it into words what that makes that person look like, especially if you're speaking to someone who tries to be of best faith as she possibly can, if she's a religious woman. It's shocking to hear. It kind of hurts the ears. And for me, every single time I scroll through and I see a TikTok or something of someone that just F-bombing, it's the biggest turn off, and I scroll right past, no matter what they're trying to get across or sell. I can't stand it. So if we start to talk like ladies again, don't you think that you'll be respected in a different way than if you were to use swear words every sentence? I mean, I get it. It's the way the world is now, but it's awful. I can't stand it, especially coming from a woman. I, however, will say my language gets not so great if I've had a couple of drinks, which I have to watch myself, or if I stub my toe in the middle of the night. It's just something that happens. And I always hate myself for saying it, but at least I'm alone and no one else heard me but the man upstairs. So let's just cool it with the swearing, please. Let's bring back some expressions that can be used in everyday life that just sounds so much more elegant. Things like darling or how lovely, my stars. That's a good one. I like that one. Instead of saying that's hot, how about saying that's just simply divine? Or in Marilyn Monroe's case, that's creamy. Instead of OMG, how about goodness? Or oh heavens. Quite simple, actually. And instead of no problem, how about it's my pleasure? These little touches elevate your presence. And remember, a lady never gossips or speaks harshly. She never talks just to be heard. She speaks with intention. Style and speech are only a small part of the picture, but they are a part. The real elegance, it's in your demeanor, the way you move, how you carry yourself. A lady walks softly. She doesn't slouch or stomp, she glides. She listens more than she speaks, and she makes others feel at ease. There's an old saying that I absolutely adore. A true lady makes others around her feel refined simply by being in her presence, end quote. That doesn't come from makeup. It comes from stillness, warmth, and very strong self-control. Now, as women of faith, we have an even deeper reason to cultivate elegance. We are, in fact, a reflection of God's beauty. Scripture says she is clothed in strength and beauty, and she laughs without fear of her future. Proverbs 31:25. That verse doesn't say sweatpants, it says dignity. When we dress beautifully, speak elegantly, and behave graciously, we're not being fake. We're honoring God's design for womanhood. And we don't need to be perfect. We just need to be intentional. Okay, let's talk some staples that every woman who's trying to dress more feminine should have in her closet. First one being the ever classic black pencil skirt. Polished, sleek, and subtly sexy without being revealing. Wear these with blouses tucked in. It should be just below the knee and hug your curves softly. The Peter Pan collar blouse. Sweet, polished, and instantly ladylike. Works under sweaters or dresses. Look for fabrics like cotton or silk for softness. A structured cardigan or cropped sweater. These pieces added both warmth and shape. Button it down all the way or tie it at the waist for a little more of an hourglass effect. The belted swing coat. This is absolutely a must in my wardrobe. Even coats were feminine in the 50s, oversized but always cinched at the waist. Look for one with dramatic collars or faux fur for that Hollywood glamour look. A pair of gloves, preferably white cream or blush, even tan. A lady never went anywhere in the 50s without her gloves. It was the mark of refinement. Wear them for photo shoots or for church or luncheons or parties. Fun topic of conversation. And they make you feel so dainty and so ladylike. Classic hosiery, seam stockings. We talked about this in the previous video. Legs were always covered in the 1950s, but with beauty and intention. Choose nude or black with the back seam, and then pair, of course, with your favorite garter belt. Kitten heels. I love kitten heels. Modest yet elegant footwear. Look for round-toed or peep-toed shoes. Anything, any color. I prefer black, white, and red. I love the red. Think Olivia Newton-John, circa 1975, Grease. I loved those red shoes. And a hat, finally a hat or a fascinator. If you've ever been to the races, like I go every year to the Del Mar track, then you know hats can be so delicate and feminine and so beautifully fun. So choose one that has a wide brim, or you can make your own pillbox. Quite simply, just follow a YouTube video and lay the net over the top. I love those. They're so fashionable. And you can pull it off with pretty much any dress that you wear. So those are my go-tos for having in your closet. I also would add a couple more things. A very good red matte lipstick, a gloss that you can put over the matte in case you want a shinier look for a photo shoot or what have you. A vintage handbag that is slim and just the slight handle. Always have one of those ready to go. Those are so classic and they look good with any outfit. Also, a good pair of pearls and a beautiful pearl necklace would be something to have as a staple. I like my diamond, but I do wear pearls. I like to wear pearls actually with jean skirts. I think it looks cute. Very Dolly Parton-ish. Okay, I wanted to give you guys a little list of some of the best movies to watch for 50s fashion and for elegant speaking and the way that women conducted themselves back then and how they spoke and their mannerisms. Grab a notepad and a pencil or a pen and jot these down because these are something for you to watch and have so much fun with. This one being To Catch a Thief. If you want to recreate Grace Kelly, I highly recommend watching any of her movies. She is fantastic and so elegant and so graceful. There's lavish costumes, poised elegance, and witty dialogue. Grace Kelly is the epitome of glamour and subtle flirtation with a dignified demeanor. The second one would be Gentlemen Prefer Blondes with Marilyn Monroe and Jane Russell. This one is so fun and so flirtatious, probably my favorite movie in the entire world. I'm not a fan of musicals, but for them, I am. It has charm and wit, and excellent showcase of feminine style, clever vocabulary, and social savvy. Third is Sabrina with Audrey Hepburn. Transformation from chauffeur's daughter to an elegant lady in Paris. Audrey's wardrobe, manner of speaking, and gentle nature are just perfect. Number 4 would be Roman Holiday, another Audrey Hepburn. It's a blend of royal poise and girlish curiosity. It's soft-spoken dialogue, vintage vocabulary, and a lesson in self-respect. 5, How to Marry a Millionaire, another one of my favorites. It shows the charm and strategy behind feminine confidence and ambition. Wonderful costuming, lovely banter, and 1950s values. I am trying to recreate the red Marilyn Monroe swimsuit, so stay tuned. An Affair to Remember, Deborah Kerr. This timeless romance is filled with grace, discretion, and inner strength. Gigi with Leslie Caron. A coming-of-age story showcasing a young woman learning how to behave with poise, charm, and intelligence. Funny Face with Audrey Hepburn. This is a film about transformation and the power of elegance. Also has commentary on beauty, intelligence, and grace, which is what this whole show is about. Pillow Talk with Doris Day and Rock Hudson. I liked this one. This was fun. It's a charming romantic comedy with light flirtation, witty conversations, and ladylike class. Doris Day shines as the well-dressed, no-nonsense, yet sweet career woman. And those are just a few of the fantastic 50s movies that inspire grace, elegance, timeless beauty, and just overall femininity. So I encourage you, when you have nothing to watch and the only thing on TV is terrible smut shows from Netflix, check this out instead. Do a movie at least once a week and learn the vocabulary and understand how they speak, because it is magical. It's so much fun to use. I've actually used a lot of the lines from Gentlemen Prefer Blondes at my favorite local bar when talking to a gentleman caller. It's really fun because they have no idea. They have no clue how clever my vocabulary is, and it kind of makes them chuckle. It actually works. It's very fun to talk that way. Do it as an experiment and see how much fun you have, because it really is a hoot. Here's my closing and a call to action. Are you ready to return to grace? I am. I feel better. I love the way I look when I'm out and about among people. And frankly, it's just time we revive the beauty of being a lady. Not just in looks, of course, but in language, in posture, and purpose. The world may have forgotten these things, but we don't have to. Let's bring it back one polished pearl at a time. Let me know in the comments what's one ladylike habit you're going to try this week. I hope many of you comment that you're going to try new phrases, because that's one of my favorite things to practice, is looking up how women spoke in the 50s and how to reclaim that and bring it back. Revive it, I should say. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you like anything that you see. More content will be coming. Thank you all so much for giving me the time to express how I really feel and the love I have for the female body. I gotta get back to sewing now to create some more beautiful designs for you all to enjoy. So, from my heart to yours, stay polished, you lovely ladies. See you next time.